What's up, guys? Back in the woods, it's raining. Sets the tone for this video. A lot of panic right now in the market, a lot of red, a lot of fear, a lot of discounts, a lot of people waiting. I know many of you, if not all of you, are trying to be rich off altcoins, trying to be millionaires off altcoins. And there's something you got to understand as a retail investor when it comes to getting rich off altcoins. Altcoins get a lot of FUD. Look at any Bitcoin maxi, they'll tell you any altcoins worthless, they're rug pulls, they're companies, they're centralized garbage, have no value, they're going to be phased out. And they're right to an extent. The majority of altcoins are scams, or at least they're phased out at some point. The teams for these companies leave, they start new projects, and you have new altcoins being minted every single day. The majority of crypto will not exist in the future. In my opinion, of course. I think the 95% of crypto is going to go to zero or be phased out. I think we're going to see, maybe 2 handfuls of blockchains make it. Bitcoin, maybe a few others, and that's it. In the long term. Obviously not this cycle, but in the long term. But that being said, altcoins get a lot of FUD. There's a lot of research that you have to do as an investor. A lot of FUD that you have to sort and navigate through. A lot of fear that you have to climb through, a lot of uncertainty and doubt that you have to deal with before you can make these gains with these altcoins. And, like many of you, a lot of us wish we got Bitcoin at $1 or $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 or Ethereum at sub $500 or $100 or Quant at 20, Casper below a penny, Cardano at a penny. And I'll tell you this, every crypto I just named, including Bitcoin, when they were this cheap, there was massive fear, maximum FUD, maximum doubts, uncertainty. And, I probably sound like a parrot nowadays, because I always tell you guys that want to become rich with altcoins, you have to do what the majority are not doing, and that is you research when they're skeptical and you buy when they're fearful, your peers. We're not here as friends to buy together, sell together. I've said it before, right? If you wait for every single person to come to agreement that a certain crypto is bullish, which is not the case, by the way. Even Bitcoin to this day has people who are for it and against it, who are bullish and bearish. But if you wait for this facade that everybody has to be bullish and give you this confidence that you can't attain yourself to buy this asset, by then your multipliers are diminished. You actually increase your risk when you buy a crypto that has run up than when you buy it when it's fully sold off or when it's so early in development and growth. Because if you buy these cryptos when a majority don't know about it, don't research it, or are bearish, that means they have less holders, less liquidity, less exposure, and less people talking about it. So now when you get a few people, maybe a couple YouTubers, you get a small community, maybe some partnership, some backer, and they support this crypto, they push a product through it, they market it, they put it on an exchange, whatever, and all of a sudden that liquidity doubles, they get more holders. You as the early investor, you essentially become a whale for that crypto because you're an early buyer. You're an early buyer into something that the majority of people and investors weren't even aware of or FUDded. A lot of people always ask me, John, what's the next low cap gem? What is the next 100x crypto? And I always tell them, well, you tell me. It's not always finding a brand new crypto. I told you guys, you can find a utility play that is just discounted enough or has enough FUD to where you can get in early enough to get this 100x or the 50x. It's not always finding a brand new crypto that no one's talking about. It could be a crypto that the majority are saying is a scam, a rug pull, they're staying away. I covered some of my live stream recently, right? LCX, great example. When I was buying a heavy at 3 cents, 4 cents, the majority of the FUD for LCX was the exchange was illiquid and they were going to go under. Also, they're called a security by the SEC. And this really tanked the price. I was getting comments left and right saying, John, there's a lot of fear at LCX. They're being weird on Twitter and all this stuff. And now LCX right now at the start of this video is 18 cents. A 6x from that bottom price. Another example, Solana. Solana at $8. Everybody, including me at the time, thought that a massive unlock was happening and that everybody who was staking Solana was going to just sell together. It was going to tank. It was going to be phased out. It was already wrecked from Elementor Research and Sam Bankman-Fried. Their reputation was tarnished. It wasn't going to recover. It fell out of the top 10, so it's definitely going to fall altogether. And Solana proved us all wrong and recovered and even did a FU to us by saying, I'm not going to just get to the top 10. I'm going to get to the top 5. And they did. So it goes to show you a lot can happen in this market and that it doesn't matter what retail thinks. This market moves indifferently to what retail thinks. The institutions, the VCs, the private investors, even the politicians who we don't really like, they can move the goalposts of this market with or without you. So if you're looking at a crypto and you see it's discounted and you think you can get 100x from it, you've done your research, you're not emotional, you're not married, don't wait for me or another YouTuber or your peers to all say, hey, we're all bullish, let's buy together. Because by the time you get this confirmation, you're going to miss out. Maybe that crypto 2x's, 5x's, 10x's. What are you going to do? You're going to buy the hype then? You're going to miss out and risk getting dumped on? This is how people buy the top in crypto, by the way. They buy the top because they wait so long to say they're bullish, or they wait so long to make a damn move that by the time all these early investors and whales buy the crypto and send it soaring, they jump in too late. And a good analogy for this one is like you're surfing, or in the ocean rather, you're surfing and all your buddies are riding the waves and you're like, okay, fine, I'll go paddle out and ride the next wave. And by the time you go ride the next wave, the waves are done. The ocean just calms down, the sun sets, and it's over. That's pretty much what you're doing when it comes to crypto investing, right? You can't wait for the majority of your peers to say they're bullish before you start looking at a crypto. If you are bullish on it, if you research it, if you like it, your conviction is all that matters. Not me, not your friends, not your peers, your conviction. That's how you make a real 100x in this market. That's how you become a millionaire with altcoins. It's not always buying a brand new crypto. It's sometimes oftentimes doing what the majority are not doing. Making moves, taking action, being a leader, being your own investor, being patient, and weathering the storm. Treading the water. Taking your time and accumulating. This is one of my most informational backed videos I ever made. I'm literally telling you guys how I go about investing. I don't wait for anybody to tell me a certain pick is bullish before I get in. I get thrown so many cryptos at me all the time. I don't just buy hype. I like taking my time, researching, doing my own thing. I will not just blindly follow somebody or blindly listen to somebody without doing my own research and due diligence. If you want to make $1 million in this market or more, or at the very least make a lot of money than what you're making now, these are some of the steps, and this is the mentality you have to undertake to ensure you get there. It's not always finding the best altcoin. It's finding an altcoin that a lot of people are dismissing, calling bad without any foundation of research, and you get in before they do, and then you ride the wave up while they jump in, you sell, and you cash out, laughing to the bank. And by the way, if you're interested in reaching out to me, see my crypto, I'm buying, selling, trading, being part of a support group where I do voice chat hangouts every single week. You can literally hang out with me, talk to me, ask me questions. It's a great community over there. If you're interested in being a part of this and more, then I encourage you guys to join the Patreon and Discord. I'll leave a link in the pinned comments down below. But anyways, now I want to hear from you. What is the most controversial crypto you're holding right now? And where do you see its price by the end of this bull cycle? Drop your comment down below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It really helps so much. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.